Hello everyone, I'm Filip Manilov, and in this video I will tell you how you can start meditating. And before I dive into the topic of meditation, I just want to make sure that probably this video is for complete beginners and for people who are just looking into starting meditating and never really done it or barely practiced it. So I guess it is not going to be as helpful for those who've been doing meditation for a while. But I think if you're here, you might as well consider and see what I'm thinking about the meditation. And also, you should also understand that it is purely subjective, and you should always do your own research and decide if you want to follow my advice. It's not like I'm saying everyone must do this particular way of techniques, or like even if you even have to do meditation. So it all comes down from my perspective and things that work for me, and obviously I'm a guy, so it depends, like for ladies might be slightly different, but overall I think it is good practice, like the meditation and the mindfulness. I think it applies to both men and women. And to begin with, I will start about what is defining what is meditation, and I think it comes from the Latin word meditare, which means to ponder and to think deeply. And if you were to Google this, I would say the definition comes a little bit ambiguous because, well, think deeply. You can think deeply about many things, pondering and just concentrating. So this is all a bit wishy-washy, but in a nutshell, that's the definition of the meditation that you would find online if you were to just like quickly do online search. And for me, I would say the meditation, I would explain it as just being present in the moment and being aware, something that I talk a lot about my other videos, videos, and probably the previous video on mindset. I also did cover that as well. And it is something that is very good, and I'm not going to be covering all the advantages of meditation, but it's definitely a practice that will help you organize your thoughts, staying calm, again being present in the moment, and just having clarity of mind. This is the overall definition and the overall advantages of meditation. So I would say there are barely any disadvantages. And it's funny when I guess you're not really looking into meditation, or if you were to ask a random person who's not really into the kind of mindfulness practice, what would you imagine what meditation is? And it's not really like all these gurus. You don't have to be a monk in China or like anywhere. You really can do it anywhere, and it's not like you have to sit in this posture and be flying. And I think this is all a bunch of stereotypes that are associated with meditation, but it's probably much simpler than that. And I want to just begin by probably saying how I personally started meditating. And I've been doing it for a while now, and I think I stumbled upon this concept years ago, and then I thought, well, I should probably implement it into my daily practice and just the lifestyle that I'm living. And essentially I looked into like things online, probably similar videos to this one, and just going into different like bookshops, scrolling through the meditation section and just seeing different meditation techniques, and importantly just trying it out, see things that work for me, see something that I like, and just helps to calm my mind. And I guess there's a bunch of techniques that you could follow for meditation, but I think for this video, let's concentrate on one of my favorite techniques for meditation, which is concentrating on your breathing and just breathing. And step one to begin the meditation is you gotta find a quiet space. That is recommended, however not compulsory. You can literally do it anywhere. And but probably sit in a quiet space. You can sit, you can lay down, just as long as you're feeling comfortable and you maybe like just relaxed overall. That's the condition. The second one is you start breathing, and obviously you are breathing, and this one involves concentrating on your breaths a little bit more specifically. So you have to do an inhale and an exhale. And you just concentrate on the breath work. So I like to maybe in your mind you can count from 1 and then 1 on the inhale, 2 on exhale, and then so on up to 10. Or you can just do in and out, in and out, depending on your speed. But the idea is to try not to think about anything else. And I understand that sometimes if you're just doing it for the first time or you've not really done this a lot of times before, then your mind will start to wander. And this is classic for just the human mind, and it will always start to ponder and you will kind of lose your concentration on your breath. And at this moment, just acknowledge it, acknowledge your thoughts, and return back to the breath work, which I think that's the goal of this meditation. So it's just to stay clear, stay aware of the surroundings, and just be present. And again, just breathe. You probably do this for about 5, maybe to 10 minutes. You can do it for longer, but again, if you're just beginning, 5 to 10 minutes, I would say is my recommended, maybe 15 minutes. My recommended time for which you're going to be doing this technique. So that's the end of the technique. And then I want to just give a couple of advice for meditation practice in general. And people would probably say that you have to select a specific time of the day to which you are scheduling your meditation practice. And I would say it's kind of, perhaps it's good, but then sometimes you might skip it and you might not be like, oh, well, I missed it, and then you need to do the following day and then you miss it again. So I would say probably scheduling it is a bit more, it's a bit optional. And what I would recommend personally is just accept meditation as a part of the lifestyle. So essentially, this is not really scheduling it, although it is good if you have a bit of time and you just dedicate it for meditation. But then I also try to integrate it into the daily lifestyle. So what happens is we all come into situations where you just need to wait or just be somewhere where you don't really have anything to do, and these are really short moments, short gaps of time where you just have almost like nothing to do. And I see lots of people who just reach out for their phone and try to get entertainment for some moment, but this might be like you're staying in a lift and you're waiting, or you're in a queue or something that just have a couple of spare minutes. And these moments I like to just relax, try not to think about anything, not to reach to my phone, go to social media or anything, just do this simple breathing technique. And it is really nice because you don't have to put any music or anything. You really don't need anything for this technique. You don't need any singing bowls or just the atmosphere. You can basically do this everywhere because your breath, essentially, it will follow you no matter where you are, unless I guess you're underwater. But it always stays with you, and you can always go back to your breath and start counting your breath, and it will really calm your mind. And I like to use this exercise and practice as a, I guess, leveling strategy throughout the day. So sometimes you might be a little bit excited or just frustrated about anything, and this just helps you to bring you back to the moment, to equalize, to normalize your, I guess, mood and existence. And I think that's the practice that I like to do. This would be it for this technique. I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, like it, share it with your friends who you think may want to meditate, and just give it a try. And tell me if you want me to cover any other meditation techniques, because I think just being aware and spreading the importance of staying in and being mindful is super crucial to having, I guess, a balanced society, and where everyone understands and has compassion to everybody else, and just is aware and present in this life. So thank you everyone, and goodbye.